So President Trump's tariff proposal in some ways wades into some territory that's more comfortable for Democrats. Could it provide cover in some ways for some members of the GOP in a play that could swing wavering Trump voters in some cases and perhaps some independents back in his direction? He and his party need voters in the toss-up states, the steel states, some of them, to stay in power. So here now, one of those toss-up state senators up for re-election, Democratic Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia. Senator, good to have you with us tonight. Thanks for being on the story. Your take on Gary Cohn's departure and on the president's stick-to-itiveness on this issue of tariffs.
Well, let me speak about the president's movement on tariffs. I support 1,000%. I come from West Virginia. We were affected. The good jobs that we lost, I mean, good paying jobs with benefits. These are jobs that people never thought would ever have a chance of coming back. President Trump is giving them a chance for that to come back now. We're talking about fair trade. Everybody in America is for fair trade. This free trade hasn't worked out well for America or American jobs. This is not about the jobs or Main Street. This is about Wall Street pushing back now. And Main Street, hopefully, those are the people that voted for President Trump, and he's respecting that, and I think coming through on the commitment he's made to make sure that we're treated fairly throughout the world. It's going to bring a lot of people to the table, Martha, that's saying, oh, we got these trade wars. I don't think that will happen. So, I think they'll sit down and reevaluate the deals that we made over the years.
Absolutely, and that's clearly what the president wants to do. And, you know, the president has had this on his mind for 25 years. He has been very unhappy with the deals that we had Japan back in the 80s, with China in the 90s and going forward. He sees the footprint of China in all of these steel transactions, whether they're coming from China proper or whether they're being funneled through other smaller countries. He says they have a much bigger footprint in the steel industry than is evident.
Martha, he's exactly correct. Just connect the dots. China produces 50% of the world's supply of steel. They produce half of the world's supply. We import more steel than any other nation on earth. Just connect the dots. And he's exactly spot on. Yeah. So we have a president that has the spine to start saying, wait a minute, we've been taken advantage of for far too long. People in West Virginia and all over rural America and all over every rural state in America has suffered. We have a chance to fight back. We want a level playing field. We'll compete anyone level it. And what we're saying is if a country is going to charge us 20% to put our product in their market, shouldn't we reciprocate and charge the same coming in? Why should we give up our market? You know, why do we just concede to that?
Does this? I think the president said as much, that he believes that this will reopen negotiations for NAFTA, right, with Mexico and with Canada. And he also has said that he likes bilateral trade agreements. He wants to sit down with these countries individually. Do you think he can succeed in that? And do you think that the backlash that Gary Cohn and others are so worried about is rising prices all over this country that will take a bite out of the economic growth that we've seen?
Oh no, I hear the sabers rattling. I understand. Wall Street, if everything's not just perfect with Wall Street, my goodness, the whole sky's falling in, the world's coming apart. That's not it at all. I agree with the president on bilateral. I never have been a fan of multilateral. You have 5 or 6 different countries. We really sincerely are trying to give some advantages and help third world nations pick themselves up, but there's other people in the mix, and before you know it, we're giving super advantages to countries that don't need. They should be on even par. So I think this is absolutely correct in what the president's doing. Bilateral. Let's deal directly with Mexico. Let's deal directly with Canada, which has been favored nation treatment. I think we can deal one-on-one and do much better and achieve our goals of helping those that need help, but making sure the ones that don't can compete on a fair and level playing field.
Yeah, I mean, the president went after the EU in the conference today with the prime minister from Sweden. I thought it was very interesting. His response, the Swedish prime minister, was, well, you know what? We're going to come to the table and we're going to talk. And I think that's what the president has in mind in all of these relationships, re-examining them. Senator, thank you very much. Good to see you.
Martha, let me just tell you this. They're not going to walk away from the greatest market on the earth, the United States of America. They're not. They want to see if we can we work something out and get another bite at the apple? Absolutely. But it's going to be more on a fair basis, not on basically one-sided bet.
We will see. Senator Joe Manchin, thank you very much, sir, from West Virginia. Good to see you tonight.
Thank you, Martha. Bye-bye.